Welcome to our culinary journey through some of the most beloved American dishes. You lot think you know American food? Burgers, hot dogs, greasy spoon muck? I'm here to show you how it's done right. Today, we'll be sharing basic recipes for 5 classic favorites that you can easily make at home. No more excuses for serving up bland, boring slop. We're going for flavor, texture, and presentation that will make your mates think you've actually been to culinary school. Listen up, you donkey! A burger isn't just some slapped-together mess. It's an art form. We're talking quality mince, at least 80% lean, seasoned generously with salt and pepper. None of that pre-made frozen rubbish. Form it into patties, but don't you dare overwork the meat. A light touch is all you need. Get your grill screaming hot, or a heavy-bottomed pan smoking. We want a good sear on these patties. Now, while the burger's cooking, don't you dare wander off. This is where most of you lot fail. Keep an eye on it. A beautiful crust is what we're after, but we don't want it burnt to a crisp. Now, let's talk cheese. None of that plastic processed nonsense. A sharp cheddar, a creamy Monterey Jack, maybe even a bit of blue cheese if you're feeling adventurous. Add it while the patty's still got some heat to let it melt beautifully. And for the love of all that is holy, a burger deserves a proper bun. Toasted, lightly buttered, none of that dry, crumbly rubbish. Finally, the toppings. Tomatoes, crisp lettuce, red onion, pickles, whatever you fancy. But keep it fresh, keep it vibrant. Remember, you eat with your eyes first. Now that, my friends, is a burger worthy of the name. Pizza, the cornerstone of any decent takeaway night. But let's be honest, most of the time it's a greasy, soggy disappointment. We're going to elevate this dish. Margherita is the queen of pizzas. Simple, elegant, and when done right, absolutely divine. First, the dough. You can buy it pre-made, but for God's sake, prove to me you've got some culinary ambition and make it yourself. Flour, water, yeast, a touch of olive oil, and a whole lot of love. Knead it. Let it rise, punch it down. You know the drill. Roll it out. Thin and crispy is the goal here. None of that thick, doughy nonsense. A light drizzle of olive oil on the base, just a touch. Then, a simple tomato sauce. San Marzano tomatoes, a pinch of sugar, salt, pepper, maybe a touch of garlic if you're feeling adventurous. Spread it evenly, leaving a small crust around the edge. Now, the mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella, torn into pieces, not that grated stuff. Scatter it generously, then a few basil leaves, fresh from the plant. A final drizzle of olive oil and into a scorching hot oven it goes. Keep an eye on it. We're looking for a beautiful golden crust, bubbling cheese, and the aroma of heaven filling your kitchen. Once it's done, let it rest for a minute. This isn't some fast food race. Let the flavors settle. Slice it up and enjoy the symphony of flavors. Fried chicken. The mere mention of it conjures up images of greasy buckets and questionable hygiene. We're going to change that perception. This, my friends, is fried chicken done right. Crispy, juicy, and bursting with flavor. First, the chicken. We're using drumsticks and thighs here, the tastiest cuts. Brine them first. A simple salt and sugar solution to ensure maximum juiciness. Then comes the buttermilk bath. This, my friends, is the secret to tender, flavorful chicken. Let it soak, at least a few hours, preferably overnight. While the chicken's taking a bath, let's prepare our coating. Flour, seasoned generously with salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, whatever tickles your fancy. Buttermilk-soaked chicken gets dredged in the seasoned flour, ensuring every nook and cranny is coated. Now, the frying. Use a neutral oil with a high smoke point. Don't overcrowd the pan, we want the oil temperature to stay consistent. Fry in batches, turning occasionally until golden brown and cooked through. This is where most of you lot fail. You rush it, you overcrowd the pan, and you end up with soggy, greasy disappointment. Once they're done, let them rest on a wire rack. This allows the excess oil to drip off and the chicken to finish cooking. Serve it up hot, crispy, and juicy with a side of your favorite dipping sauce. Macaroni and cheese, the ultimate comfort food. But let's face it, most of it is bland, gloopy, and utterly forgettable. We're going to elevate this childhood favorite to Michelin star worthy. Well, almost. First, the macaroni. None of that pre-grated powdery cheese. We're using a blend of sharp cheddar, Gruyere for that nutty depth, and a touch of Parmesan for a salty kick. Grate it yourself. The difference is night and day. While the pasta's cooking, let's make the cheese sauce. Start with a roux, equal parts butter and flour, cooked until smooth. Then slowly whisk in the milk, a touch of nutmeg, salt, and white pepper. Bring it to a simmer, then slowly whisk in the cheese, a handful at a time, until melted and smooth. Now, here's where you lot usually go wrong. You dump the macaroni into the sauce and call it a day. No, no, no. We're adding the cheese sauce to the macaroni, a little at a time, ensuring every nook and cranny is coated in that cheesy goodness. Transfer it to a baking dish, sprinkle with breadcrumbs and a touch more cheese, because you can never have too much cheese, and bake until golden brown and bubbly. This, my friends, is macaroni and cheese done right. Creamy, cheesy, and utterly indulgent. Apple pie, the quintessential American dessert. But let's be honest, it's often a soggy, overly sweet disappointment. We're going to bake an apple pie that would make your grandmother proud. Flaky, buttery crust, perfectly spiced apple filling. It's a slice of Americana. First, the crust. Cold butter, flour, a pinch of salt, and ice water are all you need. Pulse it in a food processor until it resembles coarse crumbs, then bring it together with your hands. Don't overwork it, we want a light and flaky crust. Wrap it up and let it chill in the fridge, at least an hour. While the dough's chilling, let's prepare the apples. Peel, core, and slice them thinly. Toss them with sugar, cinnamon, a touch of nutmeg, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Let them sit for a bit, allowing the juices to release. Roll out the dough, line a pie dish, pile in the apple filling, dot with butter, and top with another layer of dough. Crimp the edges, cut a few vents to allow steam to escape, and brush with an egg wash for that beautiful golden sheen. Bake it low and slow, allowing the crust to cook through and the apples to become tender and bubbly. Once it's done, let it cool completely. I know, the anticipation is killing you, but trust me on this one. Cooling allows the filling to set, preventing a soggy mess. Serve it warm with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. The perfect end to a perfect meal. There you have it. 5 classic American dishes that are sure to please any crowd. You've got the recipes, now it's time to get in the kitchen and show me what you've learned. Try these recipes at home and let us know which one is your favorite. And for God's sake, take pictures. I want to see your culinary masterpieces, not some blurry, poorly lit disasters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more delicious recipes. And remember, if I can teach a bunch of donkeys how to cook, so can you.